Hi everyone, welcome to Kristine and Chino videoing. Woohoo! We're both here. That's always cool. Alright, Chino, pay attention. Come here. He apparently doesn't want to pay attention to any of you. So, today's video is brought to you by the Kong Company in a roundabout way. They are licensed through Petsmart, and I am discussing an absolutely wonderful dog leash they made that works wonderful for service animals. Mainly service horses and dogs, the only two that there are. But before we get into too much detail, I'll show you the leash itself. Hooks to Chino just like any halter would. It has a handheld here, which for a horse, my biggest warning there is a horse is always going to be a horse. No matter how well trained, and Chino's trained to death, you know, my service horse of 10 years. Never actually hold the handheld like this. In the event of a spook, you always want to hold the handheld like this. Sorry, bud. Am I poking you in the face? Alright, so as we go down the lead, we notice that it ties to your waist. Back to what I said before, a horse is always a horse. You want to make sure that you have pretty much a trained service horse before you go using this. But this is a comfortable belt, sits comfortably on the waist. It has a lining, hopefully you can see that right there, that makes it more comfortable. It's padded and is usable for people with service horses that understand that they need to pay attention to their service horse. But it makes it so I can do certain things, like carry a heavy object. I can carry an object and lead Chino. Come on. And since his job is to be somewhat behind me to prevent people with perfume from getting behind me and touching me, which is extremely dangerous, there he is, pretty much chilling along right behind me. He's one of the few service horses whose job is not to be right in front of me, but to be protecting my hind end. So, he's back. His head is about where it should be, up near me, but he's still behind me. Whoa. Notice he'll stop. The minute I say whoa, he's still getting used to this whole camera idea. Say hi. Say hi, bud. And you can continue on. So, this whole time I could be carrying a big heavy object, and provided I'm paying attention to Chino, which I am, this is kind of nice because it's almost like a rear view, then you're perfectly fine. Now, let's say you need to reach a tall shelf. Whoa. First you stop your service horse, and you can reach up like this. Ooh, that sun is bright. And you can reach anything that you want. He is still completely attached, which the ADA prefers, unless his job is to go retrieve things, which is definitely not one of his current jobs. And you can go back to walking. So, this lead that my friend found for his dog is actually something I wish I'd found years ago. This makes wandering around with a service horse 300 times easier. Now, do I think it's a good idea to just walk around with this on your waist? No. Back to what I said before, a horse is always going to be a horse. You could spook him. Chino, I really doubt, but still a horse. So he actually still has a $10 if you can scare my horse without touching him and actually make him spook enough to pull on the line that I am holding, you get $10. And in 10 years, I've never paid out that $10. Nobody has ever managed to spook my horse past what I can easily and quickly control. Whoa. But if you're not reaching for things, back to this handheld, you now have the handheld where you need to be for most people. Unfortunately for me, I'd have to put my arm back to constantly use it. So I'll just keep my hand up here. We're gonna turn. Sorry if that was a bit dizzy and nauseating. But yes, Petsmart licensed Kong leash. Don't actually know the name of the leash, but for those with a service horse or dog, this gives you all sorts of hand freedom. What do you think you're doing? Oh, I stopped. Oops. And sometimes you do foolish things and confuse your horse by stopping yourself. That's what I just did. So, Chino and I are off to go do some sort of adventure. And check us out next week when we go show, because although I haven't shown him in 4 years, I'm in a new area. So I'm going to show him again. And maybe this time I won't just win everything, because that's why I stopped showing. It got boring. So, if you like my page, please remember to subscribe. If you don't like my page, go ahead and subscribe anyway. It'd be great. But Chino and I are signing out. All right, everyone. Have fun out there.